Okay, so why are we watching this gameplay? We're watching this gameplay because it's the games where you do really good and still lose that you can learn the most from. And I'm by no means a high elo person. It's just you're gonna see that from the fuck ups that I do during this game. Like I make 5 or 6 mistakes, and every one of those mistakes is gonna cost us this game. Oh, spoiler alert, by the way. We're gonna remove the enemy fog of war so that you can see my process of thinking here. I'm gonna speed up a little bit while we're doing the jungle and see what's this game gonna be all about. Now my plan from the start is to actually invade the Yi, which is why I started Hail of Blades and Ignite. I wanna get ahead nice and early and keep that lead and keep snowballing it, because this is a silver game and I don't trust like people to not let enemies snowball. Basically what happens is, oh, here we go, we're invading. I'm thinking, why is he not here yet? He's maybe doing a full clear. I don't feel comfortable with waiting here and letting him do this, so I started up. He shows up at really low HP, actually gets the red, but I get his life and then get the buff. Now I'm going mid after my mid laner just died, I believe. Yeah, and the Katarina is feeling frisky. Doesn't respect me enough. I can murder her. Excellent. So what you're seeing here is when you're playing in silver, usually somebody steps out of line. People don't know where the line is, so you know they step over it a lot and they die a lot. So with here I'm thinking that even if he shows up, I'm level 4 with double buffs, even at this much HP in Counter-Strike, I can probably kick the bejesus out of him, but he is top lane. I see that on my minimap, so I go right into his jungle to counter-jungle him. You know why? Because whenever you see the enemy jungler on the opposite side of the map, you want to do something. You don't want to waste that time. I could back here, get my items, but why would I? I have free time in his jungle. I can see the enemy bot lane, mid lane, nobody's moving. If I saw them moving on my minimap, I would have to get the heck out of here. And I'm thinking I want to gank this bot lane because they're overextending and not respecting me, but there's no blast cone, so I have to walk in. We walk in the gank. Our bot lane is not responding very well. Fortunately, it turns into all of the enemy bot lane summoners being burnt, and we still get a kill. So I have to back because I'm really low HP. I don't want to get caught. I don't want to lose my jungle. I want to buy some items. This is our first back. We get the recurve bow and the freaking red smite, and I'm feeling like I'm on top of the world. Like, how can I possibly lose this game? You know what I mean? It's a good feeling. So I'm taking it slow here. I'm thinking that maybe the enemy Yi can solo the dragon here, but I don't really have a ward. My ward is on cooldown. I don't want to waste the pink by, randomly putting it in and having it cleared. I'm okay if they take the air drake. But here we go. If I found Yi here, I kill him. I saw everybody on the map except for Yi. If I found him here, I steal the drake, I kill him. He's not here, we pink it to make sure we can solo it. We do so. This is a little bit risky, can't say that it's not a coin toss play, soloing the dragon there. I find Yi in his jungle, burn his flash, very nice. And we're exerting pressure with our lead. We see that Katarina is getting out of line in mid lane, and we punish that, because you don't want the enemy Katarina snowballing. Like, I don't really feel like I ever have to ban the snowballing mid lane champions because if I'm jungle. Because I can just come to their lane and punish them when they're playing aggressive. And when you see an assassin, you want vision around that lane. You want the winning 2v2 mid lane, and you want to go in and over again and just shut them the heck down. Unfortunately, my mid laner has been losing lane despite the ganks that we got off. But shit happens. And here we're taking the Herald because it's free. And I'm snowballing as hell. I'm back at the second red buff. I steal that sucker and kill Yi again. And here's my first mistake. I'm not respecting the enemy team because I'm so fat. I'm like, yeah, I can do whatever the heck I want. And I get one shot. One shot by the Katarina. Let's have a look at those items. Yeah, she doesn't even have a gunblade yet. Pretty easy one shot. Tryndamere didn't really do the fuck all there, just one shot by the Katarina. I don't, that's like a problem with me not playing enough. You're supposed to know the damage outputs of champions before you get hit. You gotta know the limits. You know, that's me not knowing where the line is, because like I said, far be it that I'm some kind of smurf. I'm just dude who used to play a league and now I'm terrible at it. Second mistake, by the way. I assume that Tryndamere had to burn ult to kill my Garen. That didn't happen, so I can't 1v2 and I died. You can see that mid lane is inting. What happened? You know, I made 2 mistakes in a row. Like I said, I'm not some kind of smurf here. I'm just trying to get back into the game and find my way again. So yeah, the situation is looking kind of grim. You know, we had a huge lead. We gambled some of it away. We're still ahead of the Yi, but I'm not looking at the Yi anymore. Like, my adversary isn't the Yi, it's the Katarina. If I don't outcarry this Katarina, I'm gonna lose this game. So, you know, that's what I'm thinking. Here, this is an Infernal, and I do not want to lose it. I want vision control, ASAP. I just saw the Soraka fade, so I'm assuming this is all worded up. Sure enough, it is. Enemy bot lane is not respecting us. We get Soraka's flash. I'm popping the Herald, but unfortunately Yi and Kata show up and introduce me to some rough and tumble play that I did not like. So that's third mistake, I guess. I felt pretty safe there. Shouldn't have. Not even... I guess I sat in vision for too long without seeing where Katarina is. You know. Did not think that through properly. So yeah, Herald accomplishes nothing, and we get our Diana killed again. Turret plates have fallen, and mid lane has disconnected. Now, they're picking the heck out of my gank. Well, gank. I'm trying to see if Katarina is greedy with her back. I'm really just... I see that as a low-cost play, but really I'm running around a little bit with no aim in sight, and my lead is diminishing. I need to get control of this game's tempo again, or, you know, I'm losing control. Lost control again. Thing is, you gotta think about games as if it's tempo. You gotta look at the minimap, what you can do, what you got in your champion kit, in your items, and you gotta do it. You gotta start your own fires, as Foxtrap says. Like, I really love that quote. Start your own fires. Here I see that we're losing mid lane. I want to go there and make something happen. Fortunately, bot lane it seems to be doing okay without me, but Katarina is still snowballing. Now here I'm thinking she's half HP. Surely I can kill her from this much. Boop. Yeah, that was mistake number 4. Garen is getting owned in the meantime. Supposed counterpick to Tryndamere. Don't know. I can't say that I've played the matchup too much, but yeah, I've dunked some Tryndameres with Garen. I don't know about the vice versa. I haven't played it that much. You know, game's not doing too hot for us now. We're down 3k gold. We're down 2 turrets and 1 player. We got a man down. Diana has fallen, and she can't get up. You know. And you'll see later on when this game unfolds that you shouldn't quit games. It's just really unwise. Just, you know, learn how to lose gracefully. And here I really appreciate this Janna mucking about with the Katarina, because she baits her in for a nice juicy shutdown. And, you know, Janna died, but that's worth. You gotta be ready. This is what it means, you know, when you're not the star of the show. Like, I'm the most fed person on this team right now, so let's say that I'm the lead. I can't die. If I die, we lose the game. So everybody else on the team who isn't really doing that much in terms of like blowing people up, like obvious example the Janna, you gotta be willing to die for your team. You gotta be willing to engage plays. So here I can see that the enemy bot lane is really respecting the Jhin on his own. I was expecting them to go a bit more aggro in there, but I was walking through a bunch of vision. And yeah, no play bot lane. So, you know, even when you don't have the gold, if you're playing a playmaking champion like this wonderful champion right here, well, annoying as hell to play against, but when you have her on your team and she actually has some semblance of what she's doing, it's a blessing, my dudes. Don't underestimate the role of support, although most supports aren't really that good at the game because they, if they're maining support, they don't lane. Now I see the Garen rolling up, and I'm thinking if Katarina greets here, we're gonna double team her. No Katarina, so I get the wave. It becomes pretty obvious that they're going for the Drake, pigging it out, trying to group. My bot lane is not respecting the roam. I'm thinking they might be in trouble here. Yi has started up the Drake. We can see that there's a Katarina waiting to ambush us. Unfortunately, I spotted the whole thing so late that we lose the Ocean Drake. And Drakes are now 2-1 for the enemy team. We're not able to make anything happen yet, but the Yi overextends. We punish that. Disengage because we're low. That's a bad general because it was popped too early. We just wait for the Katarina to land first, but Katarina is greedy and gets blown up. Jumps into too many people. Now, because we're able to skirt around this fight, even though we're hella squishy, and Katarina can essentially blow us up, as has been proven like 3 or 4 times already, we managed to pick up some kills. And sure, the enemy team got Dragon, but we get some tempo back. It's pretty important to be able to do stuff like this, And unfortunately, we have our Jhin reading for the Tryndamere for really no reason at all. Can we get the vision back? Okay, there it is. He just let's rewind that a little bit. Like, this is really, really strange to me. I don't know why people do stuff like this. You win the fight, and then you're like, it's a good example of what not to do, I guess. He's just chasing the Soraka, and it's like, it's the enemy support. You really need another kill. Can you see who's on the map and where? No, you don't. Tryndamere just showed up in top lane. Where do you think he is? He's in our topside jungle. Where do you think he's gonna pop up next? And not to mention, he's getting 1v1 by this Soraka, like the fucking 4-0 Jhin getting 1v1 by the Soraka because he's greedy. Boom! Throws the lead. But don't focus on your teammates' mistakes. We made plenty of mistakes ourselves, and that's what we're gonna focus on, because that's how you get better at the game. You don't get good by getting angry over other people doing something. You get good by thinking, what do I do here? I don't see enough people to push any further. Just what I said about the map. Everybody's alive. I don't see nobody except for Kai'Sa. I'm not walking up to that. I go for the Kai'Sa kill. I get blown up. Then what? Lost tempo again. So I'm just. I thought I was gonna back here, but I'm farming the jungle. It seems. Let's speed this up a little bit. We can see some shenanigans in the top lane. Another wasted herald. 2 heralds this game. Both were really crap. And Katarina is shoving mid again, which is relatively safe to do so because we're in a position where we can't really threaten her. Jhin is overextending. He's about to get dove and die. We're looking at the map, thinking what we're gonna do. Tryndamere is threatening to take our jungle, so I'm like, I can't back yet. I gotta take my jungle, or Tryndamere is gonna get it. Tryndamere. Now here, I bait myself into staying for way too long. There's a mid lane wave that's about to die. There's wolves spawning. There's a dive about to happen bot lane. And I see that the dive still hasn't happened, but it's about to. So I just shove again. Now here, at some point, I fucked up and I should have backed. Don't stay on the map with this much gold. It's a mistake. Now predictably, bot lane gets dove. They die. We go for one turrets because I get mid lane. But I don't dedicate properly to the Yi. And I die. So what is that? Mistake number 4 and 5. We didn't back to buy items. We did not commit to the Yi. If we go 1 for 1 there, it's a hell of a lot better than going 0 for 1. So, game's looking grim, kind of dim. Surprisingly even though. 5k behind, and we have an AFK mid laner. We're looking at another dragon popping up. We drop the ward because we want to queue the ward and maybe try to sneak the dragon. The entire enemy team is there, but they're scared of going in on me. We go boss mode, get the dragon, kill the Yi, I'm looking at how the fight is going, and if I have to jump out of the pit, nobody's focusing me. I'm free to walk up from behind, pop the Soraka. I want to go back into the fight as soon as I can, but the Trinamir isn't running interference. We blow him up. He doesn't press R because we do damage and we surprise him. Or he's bad. I like to think that we surprised him, and he's actually not that bad. You know, gotta pad the ego a little bit. Quadra kill. So you don't get depressed. Ooh. So we got everybody on the enemy team dead. And I'm thinking, I want this turret. I need something. I'm playing a 4v5, you know, we're doing... Somehow we're still in it. But if I don't end the game, the enemy team is gonna get 6 items, my team is gonna get 6 items, and guess what? We have 4 people, they have 5. So when you're in a 4v5, you gotta end the game while you still have an item lead. So I'm thinking aggro, aggro, aggro. Mistake number 6. Back off after taking the tower. That was needless aggression. Didn't have to do that. I guess there's another thing I didn't call out here. I think I should have gotten MR way sooner in this build. I messed up. I wanted the Triforce so I could take turrets faster, because I was in a bunch of these situations where I'm alone and I'm punching a turret. But, you know, could have gone MR and CDR components for the Triforce, and then I would get the CDR benefit, the Sheen benefit, and some really, really much needed MR for, oh my god, this Jhin is killing himself. I didn't even see this when I was, like, playing, but he is just killing himself here. I'm surprised the enemy team, okay, there we go, didn't jump him sooner, you know? Yeah, that was, just, you know, you can't walk into the jungle like that when you don't see people. You gotta look at the minimap and think, you know, where could the enemy team be? But that's okay. So, I do believe that I'm about to make a tilt play. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna buy, and I'm just, you know, we're losing mid lane. What am I gonna do? I do something dumb. First of all, I got the Blade of the Ruined King for raw damage and some sustain. I think maybe they dispersed and I can catch this guy stuff, but no, everybody's there, and we are gonna miss out on this Katarina kill by 13 HP. But it doesn't make it right to go for her there. You know, if this guy wasn't greedy to kill me, the Katarina, like, he could have just Zanya's properly sooner, and then I would have to switch targets, and I wouldn't be close to killing anybody. And I essentially throw the game here. And yeah, not good. But fortunately, I'm not the only one throwing, because this he really wants some Garen booty, but doesn't get it. Kaisa likes Garen too, but he is not. He's resisting her charms, you know. And unfortunately, he didn't do any damage to the Soraka, so he dies. Trinamir is the only guy who has his head in the game. And Jhin is again gonna prove that he is a big brain player by I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult people, I know, but here he stops to auto attack. Like, why? This dude's gonna die. The Trinamir is gonna die to the turret. You know, you don't stop to auto attack. Katarina is also doing big brain plays by diving the Nexus turrets. You know, so I guess we're all doing big brain plays. 400 IQ, the entire map. You know, Diana might actually be the smartest player here for leaving the game. League is toxic, don't play. I wanted to go top lane, but I see that we're gonna take a lot of damage to our mid inhib, so I need to peel off and do that because there's nobody picking up that farm. Everybody's dead except for Janna, who's actually doing a smart thing. She's warding the path towards the dragon. Like, this is a good support. You gotta know what's the next objective we're gonna look at. We're looking at the dragon. We need to have vision on the way there, which is unfortunately, you know, expiring or getting cleared out as we speak. You know, these are the hard moments. You know, I'm expecting there's nobody here on this side of the map because simply because the dragon is the next objective. Like, they could be on the Baron, but I can't really face check that. I can't try to ward that. If they are on the Baron, I'm gonna die. I'm really waiting for my team to get somewhere so I can join them. I can't do a play here on that, you know. So we are grouping for the dragon, and yeah, I'm looking to repeat the cheese that I did last time, and this time I don't get the smite, I do get the yeet, and we're going in. The only way in, I mean the only way forward. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying. Where's the heart? This is where we almost win the game. So we just cleaned up the entire enemy team except for the Katarina. Basically they went a little too ballsy without her because they probably aren't aware that she is the only reason they are in the game. You can look at the goal scores down here, and you're gonna see who has the items on both teams. You know, you can't make plays without the person who's fed. Now she gets greedy here for the Jin, and yeah, but you know, I can't really criticize it. I went and did some foolish things. This game too. Now we're taking the mid inhib. People are respawning, and if since they have staggered respawn timings, I want to kill somebody right now. Because if we can stagger their death timers, we win the game here. We do get the V. Tryndamere manages to press ult this time. I tank the turret because my full armor Garen is not willing to dive turrets, which is going to be a recurring theme, and I'm really salty about that. And if Garen was tanking that turret, like, we end the game here. Unfortunately, you know, there's 3 people up. I'm low. We're looking at Katarina about to respawn. Don't want to give her a pentakill in the game, so we just go for the Baron here instead. Now, you know, I'm warding over the pit to see if anybody tries to ward this out. And sure enough, we have somebody coming in. Now, I can do this because there's no yeet to steal the Baron. You know, I can jump out of the pit even though I'm the jungler. I still have my smite, and we're gonna get this in the bag. Not really in the mood to chase the Tryndamere. If you don't know, Tryndamere's E allows him to dash over walls. Most Tryndamere builds have a lot of CDR. This man doesn't because he doesn't know what he's doing. If he was watching the meta, he would know that he needs 40% CDR, so he's completely uncatchable. He is almost completely uncatchable here, but you know, part of why Tryndamere is such a great code pusher is the E. You get 40% CDR, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, you know, it's really hard to chase this guy down. He just always gets movement speed in his build. He's got the static shim right now, and then he just ease away, and very few champions have such a low cooldown on their dash. So here, just by queuing in, we're able to burn 2 flashes. Like, look at this. Gorgeous. Traded a, I don't know, 40 second cooldown, which is my R, for their flashes, because they know I mean business. And here also, I get slightly punished by having Ignite because I couldn't follow their flashes with my own flash. I'm backing to cover the Tryndamere. This may have been a mistake. I didn't realize it at the time, but Tryndamere was basically gifting us a 4v4 in a situation where we might have been able to end the game. But I was afraid, you know, my team felt really indecisive. I did not want to find out that we don't end the game, we don't engage, we don't dive, because then Tryndamere just takes our entire base. If we had more decisive team fights, I think I would have gone for the end and let Tryndamere split. Jin is kind of inting again by splitting. Like here, he should have been caught, but enemy team wasn't confident in chasing him. I'm not sure why. We're just trying to get some pressure and get our team to be on the bot side of the map because there's another dragon coming up. And if you want to secure the next Baron, the best thing we can do with this Baron is to get the bot inhib. So we're looking at setting up some vision around the dragon. It's about to spawn. We got the mid lane and the bot lane pushed in. Oh boy, this is taking a while. Finally, we have MR in the form of a Death Dance and some quasi-tankiness. And you may have noticed that I'm no longer taking, like, I'll take the buffs, but I'm no longer taking all of the farm. If I can donate it, I donate it, because I'm full build. The only reason I'll be auto-attacking here is to get my Ginzo's Rage Blade stacked. and see if somebody shows up, but they smartly and wisely, I should say, back away. And probably the Tryndamere could have spotted us with his W if he knows what he's doing. Basically, it's not castable unless there are champions nearby, so he could have walked up to the Gromp wall and see that his W comes up for casting, and he's like, yeah, there's somebody here, let's not face check this. We get the third dragon. We are 1-1 in Heralds, we got 3-3 in Dragons, we had a freaking Baron, and we're pushing here, possibly to set up the next Baron or make a good game. You know, it's a long game, and here is the last mistake I make. You know, I'm thinking here that Katarina engages, and she's gonna die. And we're, you know, I'm expecting that we're gonna win this game after Katarina dies, because she is the enemy carrier. She is the reason why we made it to 35 minutes in a 4v5, mind you. So let's rewind that a little bit, because I want to get a good view of that. What happened here and why? This is really important. Like, it's really hard to practice the late game in League. You know, you can practice laning phase a lot because you have a laning phase in every game, but you don't get a late game in every game of League. So here, we really just need to hit this turret. Garen is not walking up with 3 tank items, which is a huge mistake. Unfortunately, I take aggro from the turret and die to it. Even though I blow up the Katarina, I'm not able to deal with the Yi. Garen is standing behind our AD carry. AD carry is left to defend himself. And unsurprisingly, everybody dies, including, you know, Yi, Tryndamere, Kaisa, everybody dies. Jhin dies. Janna dies. And Garen is the last person they're gonna hit. You know why? Because they can press tab and see his items. So if you're the Garen here, just go ham, my dudes. You gotta use the items you build, you know, you gotta... If you're building armor, you gotta use that armor by tanking the turrets, by tanking enemies, or you just don't do nothing. Don't do anything. And yeah, I'm here typing in the chat what we gotta do, you know, to win the game, and I don't realize that the timers, they're too long. The game's lost. Came super close to winning the 4v5, and really mostly lost it because I got greedy about like 5 or 6 times. Gotta learn from your mistakes. GG.